All right. We are live. Me and the Fish and Football Man, who is sponsored by the NIL deal, the letter R. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
no longer the letter R. Hey, the letter O. Look at that.
Oh,
The letter O.
snap.
Yes,
I
sir.
see you there, buddy. Now, the letter O, what does that stand for?
It could stand for Oregon. It could stand
Okay.
for Oakley.
Okay.
And then you can use your imagination for the other part of it. It could stand for multiple things.
Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis, option, uh,
Okay.
outline, use your imagination.
Off. Tyler
Offset.
Simmons
Hey,
was.
offset. Yeah, stand for
I was
offset.
gonna say Tyler Simmons was on side.
Or yeah, on sides. If you're football people, yeah, it can stand for that
Okay.
too.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I was just trying to. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, big dog, what you up to today? Before we get started.
Flipping this hat backwards.
Oh,
Yep.
I like
No,
it.
man. I went fishing this morning. Didn't catch jack.
Okay.
Didn't catch jack.
All right.
And it is what it is. It was a cold morning out, and that's just what I did. It was tough. It's tough out here in Pensacola, in Florida, when it's really cold, because the fish just kind of just dissipate, like they just go elsewhere, and it's hard to catch them. So
Gotcha.
that's what happened, and no shame in it, but that's just is what it is.
So, do you feel like the fish get together and they like see your schedule and go, "Hey, he's on the way. We out."
Well, bro, that's what it feels like sometimes. I mean, when you go out there with like the best bait that you can ever have, it's live bait. You have it in a great spot, and nothing ever touches it. That was today.
Okay.
So yes, uh, sometimes it does feel like that. But with that being said, I mean, fish are always in one centralized location, and I just wasn't around the fish today. That's all it is to it. You got to find
Okay.
the fish. If you're fishing from land, you got to find the fish. They don't come to you. If you have a boat, you can go to the fish. If you're on land, they got to come to you.
No, I get that. Okay.
So, yep,
Um, just like a fishing video game. I like it.
like a
So,
fishing video game. Yeah. Okay.
well, I wanted to tell you. So I looked up a few things lately, and they kind of had irked my nerves. I guess that's the best way to say it. But
Hmm.
we'll start with this one. A Facebook group of Karens is pushing back against the stereotype. Nearly 2,000 women named Karen have joined the social media group. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Almost 2,000 women named Karen are pushing back against the stigma attached to their name and asking for people to be nicer to one another. Karen Feldman, one of the women in the private Facebook group, told Karens United that the name's poor reputation doesn't make me feel better about my name. Nasty, thoughtless, selfish, you name it. It's a bad thing. That's what a Karen is.
Is that what she said?
And then in contrast, she said the real Karens that she knows in real life are pretty nice people. Yeah.
So
So
this is the same person that said those both things. Is that true?
yeah.
Okay.
She's advocating for women named Karen. And see, and this is the funny thing. So what you're telling me is not every Karen, not every woman named Karen is bad, right? Is that where we're going with this? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if not every person named Karen is bad, that means not every guy is a sexist and is going to cheat on you. Not every woman.
No, hold on. You mentioned the male. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
Sorry. Is this? I
no,
know.
no, no.
Okay. I apologize. I forgot we're both males. Let's go to the
Yep,
other
no,
side.
no, you can't do that.
We're
Mm-mm.
going to go to the other side first, Bob. Okay. So not all women are going to leave you for the 7 other guys that they Snapchat. Is that you see what I'm saying? Not all
Yeah.
women are bad. Not all men are bad. Not all Karens are bad. Wait, can we go even further? Not all white people are racist. Did you know that?
I thought I was pretty racist.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying not all. Like,
According to some people, I mean, I think they think that I'm racist.
so, well, not all white people though.
Yeah, no, not all white people, just me. I'm the only one racist.
Okay, so not all black people wear gold chains and wear their pants below thy waist.
Oh man, that's a tough question.
I mean, because okay, if the Karens feel that way, because you know what, we'll take it a step further. Does that mean that not all Christians shove religion down your throat?
Ooh, now you're getting into deep territory here.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying because I know I'm a Christian, but I don't ever try to force my religion upon somebody. But I know that there are others that do that.
Yeah, but
But
your brother does that though.
oh, my brother in Christ.
Yeah, your brother does that though.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
If
are you
he,
incorporated with your brother?
I see what you're saying. We have the same title, but if all Karens are not bad, if all white people are not racist, if all black people are not 50 Cent or Nelly, if if all Christians are not Bible pushers, does that mean that people individually can be themselves but believe in something to a certain level that they believe in? Is that possible for people to be different?
Well, in theory, the way that you explain it,
That
absolutely.
that's yeah, because I know people out there, and we know personally,
Hmm.
there are people who think all of one thing are bad, but you can't say all white people are racist, but then defend baby daddy down the street that's got 7 kids from 3 baby mamas and say hey, things just didn't work out. Because you know somebody personally, you're more susceptible to stand up for them than you are if you don't know that person and you just see them through a screen.
Hmm. Hmm.
How many times you
Yeah,
see somebody with a family member that's been in and out of prison and it's like, but he's really smart.
he's a great guy,
He's, I mean, he makes
and
cologne out of
sometimes,
toilet water.
and already getting into a gray area. Sometimes
Yeah,
people that
but
go to prison are not bad people,
I agree. I agree
but
1,000%.
it's a gray area. But anybody that knows somebody that's a felon or that's been in prison or anything like that or got arrested multiple times, they're a bad person.
Yes.
If you had a lens on everybody that you walked by in public or in anywhere that you ever went, if you had a lens and you could see what their past was, maybe I mean you could maybe even go as far as non-criminal, but if you go
Yeah.
as criminal past, most of these people aren't bad people. But
Agreed.
you would judge these people based off what you see. And that's what
And
everybody would do.
and that's the part of why this, stream was created, was just to talk about things like that, because we all have come from crazy places. We all have dealt with things. We all have lived different lives. But the part that I don't understand about other people, even if I have not lived that life, I do understand that we are different. I do understand that you were raised different than I was. So if you believe in something or you feel strongly about something, who am I to tell you that you're wrong? Who am I to tell you that, hey, that's not the right way to think? Why? Because I was raised this way and my parents told me that they were righter than
Mhm.
your parents are righter. That doesn't make
I
sense.
was
That's
brighter than
wrong.
you. I was
Yes, that
brighter
you
than you.
can't tell me. You can't tell me I'm not righter. I'm
Yeah.
righter.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
righter.
it's like,
Facts.
what
Big
what do you
facts.
mean? But that's what I'm saying is, if people could just say, "Man, that's crazy that you feel that way," but I get it, and then move on instead of, "Oh, you feel that way? Well, then you're automatically a bad person to me." but I don't feel that way about you. You you're not this. Yeah, but you shouldn't feel that way about those things. What? So like I'm trying to think of an example. Karen, can you give us some more can you give us some more ammunition, Karen? Let's see.
Yeah, Karen's give us plenty.
Here we go.
You know what's
After a
funny?
video, what's up?
There's Karens that call Karens, but they don't think that
Oh,
they are actually Karens, but they are Karens. So they call Karens when they're actually the Karens.
it's almost
Wrap,
like
wrap, wrap your mind about around that.
it's almost like the dad that beats his wife and kids but doesn't think he's abusive.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
basically. I mean, it's a
like
more intense form, but yeah, that's facts.
yes, like that's crazy. What's up, Vaza? He said I'm pretty open minded depending on if it infringes on me. See, and that is a perfect statement.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, Vaza. You live your life however you want to live. But if it ever affected me, then I'm going to do something about it. You
Yeah.
can, hey, look, your kid loves to wear strawberry champagne cologne. That's fine. Your kid's a guy. He's in 10th grade. Like, that's fine, but he loves a strawberry cologne. Now, my kid never makes fun of him. Your kid sprayed my kid with a strawberry cologne. My kid don't like that. So my kid punched your kid in the face. It's not because he wears strawberry cologne. It's not because he may be sweeter than a bag of sugar. It's the fact that you infringed on what he was doing, so he had the right. Now, when you go around telling people, oh, he doesn't like me because I'm different, like that's the part that I have the problem with.
What if your kid was a Protestant and mine was a Catholic?
uh, um,
I like just general perspective. Like, what would you do? What if they had problems or anything?
well, if my kid asked me, I would just say, son, I
Son,
don't know. I don't know what that
I don't know.
means.
I don't know.
I don't know the definitions of those. Like, hold on. Do they both believe in God? Yes, Dad. Are they both Christian? I believe so. Oh,
All
well,
right,
then
but
what's
then
the
they cool
problem?
people. Hey,
Yeah,
they good.
we
We good.
cool. We
Hey,
cool.
hey,
What you
we good.
mean? No, but Dad, they said we're different. But you
Yeah,
just said we
but
believe in
Dad,
the
they
same
call me
thing.
fat though. Oh yeah, call them racist,
Oh yeah, there you
racist,
go.
racist.
Tell him, hey, tell him his feet stink. Oh, you want me to
Yeah,
do that, Dad? Yes, tell him that, bro. And tell him he got small hands. He got Burger King hands. Dang, Dad.
he got
Like,
Burger King flipping hands, bro.
yes, bro. No, but that's what I'm saying is, and religion is a big one because you have different religions, but then like within Christianity, there's like 71 different types of Christians, and they all believe similar things, but it's not the same, and they all hate each other because it's not the same.
You know what? That damn, that's deep. That's deep, and it's very true. And it's I don't really understand all of it, and this is why I never really have gotten into religion very much myself. I mean, look, I'm not going to put my beliefs out there because
What's up, Sorgy?
it's going to be out there. But so, I mean, like you said, people believe in the same thing in different ways and have a problem with each other for believing the same thing in different ways. It's
Yeah.
just a really ridiculous concept to
Okay,
grasp.
okay. Let's take it. We're gonna go back to the religion part, but I want to say this: Fish and football loves football, and he loves fishing. That probably means at some point growing up, he had a really good experience, and that made him like fishing, and it made him want to keep fishing and continue fishing throughout his life.
I see where you're going.
If I had fish in my fish tank, and I've never been fishing, I don't like harming animals, and I come across fishing, who am I to judge him and tell that he's a bad person because he catches and cooks and eats fish? Well, because that's how I was raised. That doesn't matter. That's not your life. You live your life. You can respect him. You don't have to be friends with him. You don't have to be best friends with him. But that's what I mean is it's the difference of why is this person non-denominational? Why is this person half of a denomination? Why is this person the common denominator? Like, look, I don't care what religion you are, but if you were raised that way, that's probably why you're that way. there's probably a
Mhm.
1% chance that somebody grew up as a Baptist and is now a Catholic, or grew up this and is not. And it's like, well, why'd you change? Oh, because my wife's this. Oh,
Hey, and so everybody has their own mindset, right? Like me and you see things a certain way. If I was outside of this perspective, I was a
hmm
viewer in the comment section and hearing what we're talking about, I might think a certain way. I might think, well, these people just don't. They have no regard for anything Christian, or I might think another way, like they're talking about this. I don't believe in any of it. I mean, everybody has their own mindset. And this goes at a broad spectrum, way broader than what we're talking about. But
yeah.
everybody has their own perspective, and it takes a lot to change that or even alter that, even if yours is true, his is true, and that's the other part about it. Nobody knows whose is true. It's religion.
And that,
Nobody
but
knows.
that's why for me, like, okay, Sorgi or Visor, whoever else is in here, you fishing, I do not care how you live your life. Do I care about you guys? Of course I do. But I do not care how you live your life. If you came to me and you said, dude, I cannot stand uh the way that this company does things. They buy their shrimp from this company from north, and they could be paying this local fish market here. I can't stand them. I'm not going to shop there again. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I get you. That's crazy they do that. But
Mhm.
fishing doesn't expect me to now go on strike against this said company, or he also doesn't expect me to go, well, fishing, I think you're wrong. I think you just need to suck it up and keep buying those fish sandwiches from them. It doesn't matter. Fishing lives his life how he wants to. That's the thing. And the people that are the most Karen ish are the ones that don't have true friends in their life, because true friends will tell you when you're being that way and nip it in the bud.
And also the people that have money and have never had to worry about other things.
Well, okay, and that's the part of true friends. Do you remember one time when we had a friend that was sitting on somebody's moped outside in the parking lot? It's like
Yeah.
other people, if they weren't your true friend, they would have just walked inside and left you. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And it's like
Mhm.
instead, it's like, no, we care about you. We care about what happens, and we don't want anything to happen. Like that's the difference. And that's why when it comes to people acting out and doing stuff, like you see a lot of the times at the Karen videos, the husband's just sitting off to the side, not saying anything. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you're the husband or the wife or whatever, the husbands, if there's two husbands or three wives, but for somebody say something, dude. If that's your person and y'all are together, stick up for what's right. Not, well, she's my wife. I gotta, go with whatever she
Well,
says. Or
what
she's
the
my
Karens do is as soon as everything's over with, they start, they go off. That's what the Karens do.
yes. So, like I said, I just but yeah, like you said, back to the religion thing, or earlier we were talking about. That's why for me, when I see that somebody is, this or that, like I don't judge you. I don't care. I don't, some people it's like, well, our religion believes that Jesus only took left turns. That's why we're fans of NASCAR. What? Okay. I mean, look, hey,
Hey, hey, that's
it is
okay.
what it is.
And roll
Yeah,
tide to you, motherfucker. Like, do your thing.
like it is what it is. I'm saying, but that's why, in my eyes, or in my opinion, I love life, because if you can learn to not let everything hurt you, you will have. I mean, life's actually fun. Heck, me and you are literally at the same point in our life where if we get over this hump, the rest of our life will be more comfortable than we've ever had it, ever.
That's
Like
facts, and it's really weird that we're both kind of in the same situation. Like we
it
both can't
is,
make
but
the
it's
swap
perfect
Olympics.
timing.
Like we're both in
Yeah,
a certain spot where we have to focus on what we're doing right now. And
yeah,
other people might not understand it. I mean, I know you've caught hell. I've caught hell too, but you've caught hell for it.
yeah.
But we're kind of focusing on our own thing right now, and it's because we want to be able to make the ones in the future. We want to establish ourselves and make these events in the future. So
And the
that's
Slob Olympics is in a bucket of other things as well. Not only
right.
do I want to make the Slob Olympics every year from here on out, I want to be able to go on vacation. I want to be able to go do this. I want to be able to do like
Yeah.
I want to have that kind of life. So in order for me to upgrade my life, it's like, hey, got to sacrifice just a little bit. And
Hmm.
that's what I say. That's what I'm saying. That of yes, we understand that, but that's the part of me and you both in the past. Things used to get to us. We used to be very
Yeah.
bitter. We used to be very jealous. We used to be all of these things. And it's like, once you give that up, it's like, bro, life's actually kind of fun, you know? Whether it's me
Yeah, man.
obsessed and addicted with, coaching and doing all this stuff now. Same thing with you. Like, you got a girl now, and it seems like things are going well. You
Hmm.
don't feel like you have to spend every day with her in order to keep
Hmm.
her happy. That's an even better feeling, you know? So
Yeah.
that's
It's a balance. Yeah.
it, and that like I said, it's a cool thing that we're slowly on the rise. And Visor said people are very sensitive and have these microaggressions when they lose it and overreact instantly rather than think it out logically with reason. And I think the reason behind that, Visor, is kind of what Fisham was saying earlier. To me, privilege is not a color; it's how you were raised. Like a spoiled kid has privilege. Doesn't matter what color you are. Somebody who's never had to go through adversity might not be privileged, but there's a higher percentage, a higher chance that you are. Like you come across these people who've never had to, you know, fight for something or like I said, go, overcome adversity. So when crap hits the fan, it's like, this isn't fair. I will not stand for this. And that's when they get recorded and their videos go viral. Like,
And then they're just okay because TikTok rules the world.
yes, I
It's
know.
it's a crazy world we're living in right now. Honestly, like I'm not. It's not even right now. Honestly, like I mean, I'm thinking like 10 years ago when we kind of got introduced to the internet world, but it's
Yeah.
even changed from when we started YouTube. Like
Oh,
it's
dude,
changing every
agreed.
day. Like
Agreed.
it's just growing to be different every single day.
Well, and I, like you said about the internet deal, yes, we had internet longer than 10 years ago, but 10 years ago was when all the modern warfare and Call of Duty
Yeah,
chats,
yeah. It was
you
all
know,
gaming.
yeah,
Hmm.
well, you know what I mean? When you're sitting there, you trash talking other kids 7 hours away, and you just going at it. And it's like, that's where you learn to trash talk
Yeah,
was, Call
that's
of Duty
right.
chats.
That's
But
right.
you would hear the difference between somebody who knew how to trash talk or somebody who was genuinely letting it get them mad.
Yeah.
And it's like those are the ones, like I said, the screaming into the mic and the parents come in the room, hey, you need to calm down. Shut up, mom. Okay, but
Shut up,
please calm
mom.
down.
Okay, well, you can just tell your
Yeah.
mom to shut up. Well,
Yes,
that's
you
a
would
problem
hear
with
that, bro.
you, my brother.
It,
That's a you problem,
it,
and it's a parental problem. To be honest, at this point, like parents are failing the kids these days, and it's really really sad to see. We sound
it's
like get off my lawn, boomer type people, but I mean this is just what's going on.
well, and to add to your point, this generation of parents to me is one of the best but also one of the worst generations of parents because like my dad, I had no choice. Like not only yeah, we didn't have money, so not yeah, we're eating potato soup for 4 days out of the week, that's cool. But when it was time to go to the field or time to go practice, you didn't have a choice. Like you're going to be good at sports because that could potentially be your way out. And now parents are like, let me talk to the kid. What? No, bro, your kid could be really good. Well, let me just see what they want. No, that like what are you doing, dude? And
Yeah,
but yet you have other parents who are like, you know what? My dad didn't push me at all. Like, man, I'm about to push my kid, but I'm going to do it in a healthy way. That way they still get to play video games, still get to play with their kids, but we still go put that work in. We find that balance. And it's because a lot
yeah.
of people in the past didn't have that balance. So that's kind of where
Mhm.
I'm going is, you know, just throwing it out on the table that I'm just really curious to see how more parents parent. And I use YouTube because me and you know people on YouTube, but I'm
Mhm.
curious to see how parents parent.
I am too. You know, parents these days, I'm curious to see because I know how this generation is and how they raise people. But even going back, I mean, our parents, you know, we kind of see some things that we usually wouldn't see, but we see a thing or two. And then
Yeah,
we also get the insight of the middle generation, like, you know, the kids that have kids, if that makes any sense, like the teenage mom type people. And we see the generation changing, and it seems to get worse and worse and worse. And there's common denominators across of all sides of it. I mean,
agreed.
it's all
Agreed.
parental. It's all parental.
And it is a lot of what you expose your kid to, and like Visor makes a good point. He's like, I try to have structure and discipline at home with my family, but it's hard with all the technology because we didn't have that as kids. We'd be
Yeah.
outside on bikes or finding a fishing hole, and then he said we used to do sports with my son, but he stopped wanting to play when we moved. He got tired of the parents acting like donkeys, and that goes right back to that point, right back to that
Mhm.
point of like parents do ruin it. I mean, dude, there's
I mean,
so many times. Go ahead. What are you about to say?
well, when I was a kid, I went outside. I came back in when it got dark out. Right. These days
Yeah,
you can't do that. There's too many crazy people out there. Somebody might kidnap your kid. You're too
that's
afraid.
true.
And I
That
completely
is true.
agree with that. And I would sympathize with that, and I would be the same way. At the same time, you can't let your kid do that anymore. And so the kid wants to stay inside because you're making them stay inside. And there's so many aspects that go into it. But your kid can't just go outside and play anymore. The main problem is your kid cannot go outside and just play.
Agreed. And it,
Freely,
it now
freely play.
takes it now takes the parent to have to go outside with them, which in the
Yeah.
past the parent could get laundry done, clean the house,
Yeah.
do cook dinner, all of this while the kid was outside playing, and you're killing two birds with one stone.
And you
Well, now what?
go ahead.
I was just saying now the parent has to take away from that to go outside, which is good to play with their kid, but then you got to do all that stuff when you come back.
You know what the ironic part of it is though?
What?
You said the parent can get the laundry done. They can do all this around the house. They can do this, that. They can't do it with the kid outside. So they got to watch the kid outside. So what does the parent do?
Oh,
The parent
nothing.
either chooses to sit outside and watch the kid or not get shit done. And when the parent doesn't get shit done, shit doesn't get done for the kid, and then it piles up. I mean,
Agreed.
I
Agreed. It's a
mean, it's
double
like,
edged sword because now you got a
yeah,
stressed out parent.
yeah,
Agreed, bro.
yeah.
I know, and I get that. Like we understand that part of it.
I'm not even. We're not even parents, and we're talking about parenting. What are we doing here?
Bro, we
I feel
we
like
are
we already
parents.
understand, though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
We are the parents of YouTube. Since nobody
Yeah,
gets
we're YouTube
offended,
parents.
we're the dads. We're the two
Right?
dads on YouTube.
Yeah.
But nah, dude, I see that, and I think a big part is this generation of parents tries to be the friend of their kid way more than previous.
Yep.
And it's because this generation has internet, and you see a lot of these TikToks or whatever where parents are making videos with their kid and they're having fun and doing stuff. And it's like, you can do all of that while still pushing your kid in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then you have the other people, like I told you, you got the parents that mentally or physically abuse their families, but don't think they're wrong. They just think that's how a man's supposed to do it. So it's tough
Yeah.
because it's like, which one do you want? Not a lot of people, get it all right. So you have to, excuse me, you got to pick and choose. And I know it is, it's tough as crap, but
Yeah. Yeah. And then
yeah.
you got feminism coming into play.
Oh yeah. No, that's agreed.
They want to be paid as much as men. Can't do the work
Yeah.
that men can do. Well, and this is why I don't want to get into it because people are going to judge the hell out of us. But
Well,
as
I
certain
don't.
things, I mean, there's certain things are just facts, and it is what it is. And so there's parameters to this.
I believe that In the NBA, when I see a guy hit
NBA.
a nasty move and then he goes up and he dunks on somebody, or I see Curry, hit a nasty move and do a step back three, and this man's 3 point percentage, or he's hit 11 threes in a game, that makes me want to watch it. Well, then when
Mhm.
I'm watching that game, that company or they're getting viewership. So if that player doing that caused that viewership to happen, that player should get a piece of that pie. So it's like what I'm saying is it's not anybody's fault how big the pie is. It's just how it happens. If a girl is out here crossing everybody up and she's knocking down 10 threes a game, those views are going to go up because people want to see that. So it's like it's not you're not doing the same thing. And that's where in sports. Now I get maybe people are like, look, I'm a doctor. I've saved 71 lives and done CPR on 15 people and I don't get paid more than that guy and he just started. Okay, yeah, you have a point. I get that. That's
Yep.
that's not what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
But to say it with everything, and I hear it all the time in sports where, you know, oh well, this woman, she's only getting paid 250,000 and she plays in the WNBA, and so in the NBA gets paid 28 million. It's like their team grossed 800 million over the year. If he's the best player on that team, he probably deserves the biggest chunk of that pie. Like,
Yep. This is simple economics. Simple.
but it's the
Simple.
fact of I think this is the only thing that cancel culture is not going to be able to get is because they want so badly to say we don't like something, it should change. This is
Well,
not fair.
yeah. Well, and I don't. I'm not trying to stir anything up, but you know why the female NBA, the women's NBA,
Hmm.
and the reason they have such a problem with this is because the women's NBA is the biggest sports conference slash program that is it's the biggest thing that can compete with anything else, right? So like women's football can't compete, women's soccer can't compete, women's tennis, tennis does what it does. I mean,
Yeah.
women's baseball, it's softball. So women's basketball is pretty much the most viewed thing that they can get, and so they bitch about it, they complain about it, and it's about the
It
wage gap, right? The wage gap, but it's about the
agreed.
money that the whole thing brings in. I mean, if you don't make the money, you don't get paid the money. This is what people don't understand. The NBA
The
brings in millions of dollars. The WNBA does not bring in that much money. And so they have to
not
diversify the money.
enough to pay. Yeah, not enough for
Right.
everybody to make
Right.
that.
Right. So I mean, you have to understand this is not like feminism or patriarchy. This is just capitalism.
You know what's crazy is
You know?
okay, that's the very top, right? We're going to take this down to the low level of what I do. This is crazy because I get frowned upon, or I have. Now the place I'm at, they love me. They love everything I do, and I appreciate them. I will always appreciate the opportunity they've given me, and that's why I'm going so hard with what I do now. But
Mm-hmm.
people complain about that, right? But then don't understand the boys that are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, they're out at the park playing against older kids or against themselves, getting in work, putting work in, practicing that move, doing this, working on it. So
Yeah.
then when they get into middle school and high school, or they're in middle school, then they get into high school, they've already practiced that move 1,000 times. Not only have they practiced it, but they've done it in pickup games and in games. So now, man, that move looks really good. Now he's started to perfect it. Well, he's also done that with other moves. There comes the college scholarship. Well,
You know
if
what?
he's what?
No, that's a great point. I mean, and when you throw feminism into that, like it's like, bro, there is no. I'm not gonna say no. There's very little females that put in the work that male athletes do. I hate to sound sexist, but there's very little people that put in the work that male athletes do at the lower level to get to the higher level.
And in
Because
that, look, you were 1,000% right. And that's not, to me, that is not the kid's fault, boy or girl. It's how society views boys and girls and allows them to go. Because, okay, example, you can let your kid cross the street to go to the park and know that he's going to be over there with a bunch of boys playing basketball. But it's
right,
probably not very
right,
safe to let your not very safe to
exactly,
let your girl to go over there. So
exactly.
that
So
means
you got to be
you would
home by
have to
8
go.
p.m. You got to be home
Yes,
by 8 p.m. But
but
homeboy out there, you're out with all your friends. You're practicing. You're shooting basketball. Whatever you're doing, you can stay out all pretty much till 10 o'clock at night.
but
Is what it
that's
is, and
that's
you get more
why
practice that way. It's
exactly. Well, and that's why for me, trying to teach the kids I've trained that are young, and I know there are other trainers out there doing it too, who try to teach the kids that are young a lot of this advanced stuff because you're trying to make up for missed time. I don't want to create another average Joe. I want to create that, these kids that are like, man, did you see that move that they hit? Oh, snap, look at
uh,
that. Because that gets views. It's not that I want you to be fancy or be flashy. I want you to do better than all of the average. If you do these right, by the time you get into high school, you will be above average. And if you're better at your job, who gets paid more? You see what I mean?
hey, yeah.
Like,
This is where
that's,
you come in. You come in to the coaching aspect. I mean, you teach these kids something that they haven't seen before and that the streets haven't seen before, and that's where it comes in.
you're mixing the two, but that also goes to I have seen a few WNBA players in the last few years coming out of college, and there's some still in college that play this way. And I'm like, the WNBA is going to be a lot better in 5 to 10 years because a lot of the girls a few years ago have started this. They've started hitting the nasty moves and the no look passes and the
Mm-hmm.
trash talking and the like. That's the part of it just took a lot longer. And you got to think the WNBA started only like 20 years ago or whatever it was,
Yeah,
25 years ago.
yeah,
So it's just, I agree. I'm just saying that's the part where society has not allowed for growth in certain areas for women. And so it's like that. Yeah, I get it. Men don't have to think about who's following them out to their car when they leave Walmart, going to the parking lot.
right.
Like women are holding their keys between their hands just in case something happens and they can try to punch somebody with keys coming out of their fist and
Yeah,
get away. It's like that. So that's where I'm getting to is I know I jumped a little bit, but just kind of saying society views it different.
yeah,
And that's,
yeah. And everybody has their different opinion about everything. I mean, I have my different opinion about what you just said, but it's not far off. So I mean, I'm not going
yeah.
to disagree with anything. So
Well, and that's why for me, like NIL deals are out. And that's what I've been trying to explain to some of my kids. You do realize if you have a few good plays and you have a few good plays every game, and we put a highlight tape together, if one of your highlights go viral, that means you're going to have a following. You have a following, people will pay you. Like
mm-hmm.
you don't have to depend on WNBA. You don't have to depend on anybody. You can just have deals and get paid. So that's the part of like control your own destiny. Quit waiting on somebody to give you something.
Well, and people think that it's like so far out of reach, but I mean, it's not. You have to think about
Agreed.
things like when you're doing something really, really, really cool, like for example, what you're doing. Maybe when I go fishing for something crazy, maybe that's one thing. But like for example, what you're doing is basketball with young girls. Like things like that can take off because a lot of people want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it has a potential of possibility upon it, and it can be nothing or it can be something. And if it isn't anything, I mean, it is what it is, but the potential of it is worth everything. If
That's
that
and
makes any
that
sense.
that
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
no, agreed. Chasing the potential is the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like you can't, I mean, unless you just got loads of money and you can just buy your way in, chasing potential is what everybody's doing. You're hoping that you get the chance. And some of these parents out here try to stop your dreams in the track because they're like, oh, like I've had parents in the past tell me, Yeah, well, I told them, look, they're probably not going to play when they get older because she's just too small. She's just too short. And it's like all of a sudden, kid hits a growth spurt 3, 4 years later, and now they're taller than most of their peers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why would you ever cap your kid's dreams like that? Well, like that's
Uh-huh.
because
Yep.
now that kid is gonna, oh, I can't do
Yep.
this. It's okay, let's move on. Instead of like, dude, fight for it. Learn to fight for it.
Yeah. So now the kids' morale is pretty much ruined, and they have the physical abilities to do everything, but then you've already killed their mental. So it's like
Yeah,
you've
yes,
messed
it's
it
a
all up.
waste.
I mean, the process is all messed up.
Uh, Advisor said, problem is now the woke cult wants to warp our reality and try to reverse conquest, which will, and that goes back to
The woke goat.
yeah, I know, I've never heard it like that, but that kind of goes back to what we were saying before, Advisor, about the religion thing. If you don't believe in religion, that's cool. If you don't agree with religion, that's cool. But to sit there and dog somebody for what they do, if it is religion, if it to dog somebody for their religion or dog somebody for how they live life, you do that. But then when somebody dogs you or dogs somebody else for what they do and you get mad and try to defend them, it's like, that doesn't make sense.
Makes you a bad person.
Yeah, because now it's just, you just want to do what you want to do.
Even if you're not, it makes you a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know. That's why for me, it doesn't matter if I don't like fishing. I could hate fishing, but if fishing likes going out and catching fish, like he calls me like, dude, I just caught the biggest fish I ever did. I'd be like, bro, let's go. Like,
that's great, bro. That's great. Hey, you want to come out with me and catch some fish too? TP be like, I don't really care.
Yeah, like, hey, look, dude, I'm not.
Yeah, that's dope, but I mean, I ain't got no interest in it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Agreed. Exactly. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong. But it is, because then you have other people that are like, man, hey, I just caught the biggest fish I ever caught, and they're like, I don't care. Like, wait, what? Like, yeah, bro, I don't care. Don't call me about that. That's when you're like, man, screw you.
Yeah.
Like, man, I thought we were cool, bro. And I've had to let go of friends like that in the past that were exactly like that.
Well, and for example, like your basketball coaching.
Yeah.
If you called me and was like, this is what's going on with the team, this, that, and I was like, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, but I don't really care though. Like if I didn't care, it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Be like, all right, well, I'm not calling him
give a
again.
shit about what you're telling me and what you have accomplishments and everything going on. So that it's a whole different dynamic.
It is, but like you just said though, that's the part of, you will come across people in your life that are friends, and not food. But you'll come across people that you do appreciate, and they support you no matter what it is. Man, I just got that promotion. Man, I just sold that job, bro. I just sold that, whatever. And it's like, man, that's awesome, dude. Like, I'm glad that everything's going good for you. Like, that's the part that I feel everybody in life is chasing to have, is just a support group. And when your support group can be your friends at the same time, now you really start to upgrade your whole life. You really start to get there. So
that's facts. Hey, this is this is the Valentine's Day stream here. We just out here just supporting each other. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Facts, bro. Hey, no, it's all good, bro. Support group, bro. Putting the back straps on because we carrying the team. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just and the reason I say that is because if there were anybody on YouTube that they don't want to be themselves because they know that certain people will pick on them for that. It's one thing to give somebody crap. You know what I mean? It's one thing to trash talk or do that. I get that. That's fun. But then it's another thing to dog somebody because of the way they are. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? Is like a dog that hears another dog barking and he just decides he's going to start barking, and now they're just barking back and forth. And it's like, Y'all gonna stop? No.
Mm-hmm. Or yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
What were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, well, it doesn't make much sense. It's a bad analogy, so I'm not gonna say it.
Bro, hit me with the analogy, bro.
Well, the analogy was a dog hears another dog barking, and they bark just because they heard another dog barking. So, but
Oh, you're saying that's what you were gonna say? Yeah. Probably doesn't even see the
a
dog.
dog hears a dog barking, so they bark just because they heard a bark.
Yeah, it doesn't even see the dog at all.
They don't see nothing. They just bark.
Yes.
I mean, it happens all the time.
And that's why. I mean, heck, whenever I had a dog, and I'm sure you've had to do this too. You'll be inside, and you'll hear a dog barking, and your dog will go like a small bark, and it's like, don't do it. Hey, like you good, bro? Chill.
Well, we have 2 dogs in this house. So the other dog that starts barking outside of this room that I'm in,
yeah,
my dog starts barking.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like
it's reactionary. It is what it is. It's just what it is. My dog's a crackhead also, so.
But that's what I mean though. Like that's actually really funny, but just
well, you ain't never met her. Just wait, my boy. You'll meet her.
But like I said though, that's the part though for me where I really have tried my best to just try to understand that other people are gonna live a different way, and hey, it is what it is. But I just hate seeing it when I see other people who try to, I don't know, it's like they try to dog people because they're different, and it's like they get off on it. I don't know how to say that. Like it makes them super happy to be able to dog other people, and I'm just like, and me and you've talked about this stuff before. There's a lot of people who they're not even snakes in the grass at this point. We've already seen their true colors a long time ago, and it just those are the people that
we've been around the block before. I mean, we already know.
Yeah, and I'm saying not just real life. I'm saying on YouTube as well.
Screw.
Like,
we do.
And that's why. He said, Elijah said it's the law of attraction, TB, and he said, "Yeah, show me the company you keep, I'll show you your future." And it's like, no, dude,
that's a great comment.
No,
the company that you keep pretty much projects you. I mean, I've always been told as a kid, everybody that you hang out with, you're gonna reflect that, and that's gonna be you. If you hang out with pieces of shit, and I'm kind of being a little bit blunt, but if you hang out with pieces of shit, you're going to turn out to be pieces of shit. It just is what it is. Like, if you hang out with good, solid people, you're going to turn into
a good, or at least have those values.
Or at least have the values.
Because it's like, you may not be the best person.
Guarantee. I didn't want to guarantee anything, but yes, because bad people come out of good situations, good people come out of bad situations. Both of those things are true, but yes.
And you may not be the best person in the world, but you hang around people long enough, and it's like you finally start to understand, okay, you know what? Maybe when I did that thing this time, that wasn't the best thing to do.
It's
like,
it's a genuine fact. It's a genuine fact that the things that you hang around, you adapt to your surroundings, right? So if you hang around bad things, you're gonna essentially become bad. If you hang around good things, you're gonna be better. So, I mean, you choose what your surroundings are. I mean, that's up to everybody in this world. Everybody, including me right now, including TB right now, including me 5 years ago. I mean, everything. So, message to the world. There you go.
But the whole, like you said, the whole point is like we wanted to lie down with the dogs, wake up with the fleas, is what Nature Boy said. Exactly. Well, and our whole point of this was just kind of, and Visor said facts fishing, but our whole point of this was just to kind of come out and really just call stuff out. Like I was kind of mad at myself. That's why I wanted to make this stream. I was kind of mad at myself because in the last like week or two, I've just kind of heard stuff here and there, and I've kind of let it slide. And I'm like, not saying I want to be the guy that just calls everybody out, blah blah blah. But it's like you have people that are such hypocrites that it almost becomes like you're a bully.
You
Like,
mean Protestants? Wait, hold on.
You
What'd
said
say?
prophets?
What they called?
Protestants.
Prostitutes. Yeah, that's right.
No, I ain't say that. No,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on
right.
now.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Protestants. Yeah,
This
whatever.
one time at
Whatever the
band
hell they're
camp.
called.
It wasn't band camp. It was
Yeah,
the
we
Tilted Kilt.
we don't give a shit, but you know.
But I just like I said, I'm at a point where like there are people out in this world, people on YouTube who have a hard time standing up for themselves. And it's like when people ask, how can you help the world or how can you put a dent in it? You can help by protecting the few people that are in your area that you come across from being put down. Like I was telling Tahoe guy earlier about a story at school where you know what Roblox is, what the kids play?
Dude, I've heard about it so many times and I still don't know what it is.
Okay. Well,
I
it's
don't
kind
know.
of like Minecraft, right?
That's what I thought. But yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like Minecraft. Well, the way kids are, they find out like if you're older and you play that game, like, you get picked on, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so all this being said, I was at school and some of these kids were talking about it, and they're in 5th and 6th grade. Well, all of a sudden, he's talking about selling some golden owl dragon or something, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Well, an 8th grader heard the kid talking about it, and he's like, how much you selling it for? He's like, oh, in the 5th grade, oh, he's gonna sell it for 25,000. He's like, dude, man, you could sell that thing for 75,000. And then another 8th grader walked up and was like, nah, what you need to do is walk around and see all the people because it's all online players. It's like like RuneScape, something like that. And then he was like, you need to go around and ask all the people around like who's willing to trade with you and try to trade for something that you can then sell. And it did, like, that conversation did not go how I thought it was going to go. I thought
What
the 8th
did
graders
it tell you though? What do you take from that?
that where
Everybody
I went
about
to
money,
school.
bro.
What? No.
How these kids even want money? I mean, everybody about money.
Well, but
That's
what I'm
crazy.
saying is, if a kid, when I was in 7th and 8th grade, I was playing Pokemon on my Game Boy, but I would have never let anybody in school know that I was playing Pokemon.
Yeah, facts.
But
you can't touch my
that's
profile.
the difference, though. Where I'm at, they didn't pick on this kid for playing that. They were helping him and trying to look out for him. And I'm like, that's the difference. I want a support group around me that will never make fun of me for being the way that I want to be. And that's what I didn't have when I was younger. I had to protect myself by hiding who I was because I didn't want people to make fun of me. I didn't want to get bullied. But if you can have, you know what I'm saying? If you could not have to worry about bullies, think about how much more stress-free life would be.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I mean, I never got bullied.
Okay.
So I can't speak on that. I mean, I never had a problem with it.
Oh,
I mean,
I see what you're saying. Okay, you're kind of saying
guy, like, I never had really a problem with it.
Got you.
Well, actually, in some cases, I mean, this is going to be a story time episode if I had to go through it, but that'd be for a different day. But yeah, I mean, I had my troubles with it, but it wasn't ever really a problem.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I meant about like speaking out about kids that are around that, maybe go through stuff.
That actually do go through stuff. Yeah, right.
And that's what I mean is like if you could, I don't know, that's all I was saying is I do want to be that person that doesn't mind looking out, doesn't mind trying to help when stuff happens. And so when I see people getting bullied or people get treated a certain way, it's like I'm gonna start saying stuff instead of just like going with the flow and blah blah blah. Like I'm done with that. Like and I'm not saying I'm about to go back to the old TB, the trolling all the time TB. I mean, I may get Pete $100 here and there every now and then, but you know, that was Do you remember that? Do you remember that whole deal where I got that kid to super chat $100 because he was mad? Yeah.
He
So
pissed him off, and he was like, yeah, bet I'll send $100. Send
yes.
$100, not even to you. It was to Pete. It was like, hey, bro, you stupid.
What's 9 plus 9?
Since. Ain't seen him since.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly, bro.
Hey, but got his $100 though.
It's like, what's 9 plus 9?
It's like, bro,
21.
I mean, you could keep coming around here, but you sent your money and left because you were embarrassed. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and that, like, I don't mind being that guy. Like, I've always said, yes, there are people supposed to be nice, but the people that act like butts, you know, being like acting like buttholes, I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't mind that. But then you have people like we talked about that troll people just because they're different, and it's like, okay, that's the part where I'm like, I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna go back to old me, but I am gonna start calling people out, dude. I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, bruh. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Anyways, yeah, big dog. I was just, like I said, I was trying to hit the story. I didn't mean to go we just went 56 minutes, bro. I felt like we always
go longer than we plan to. It's no biggie. No biggie.
Well, and so, look, guys, we have fishing show tonight, for sure, y'all. So my plan was to do a live, and then I want to find a game and do a game, like a live stream with a game, but I'm trying to figure out what game I want to play. And BRB. Then, okay. And then we'll have his. Well, actually, we'll just go ahead and call it. Okay, we'll go ahead and call it. Okay. But I'm gonna figure out a game stream, so we'll get that going, and then from there we'll go into what is it? My boy Fishing stream later tonight. So love y'all. Thank you, Nature Boy, bro. You my dude too, bro. You my boy. But we'll be on, and like I said, I'm just trying to build up some watch hours, and so I was like, instead of just coming on and having a hangout, I wanted to actually talk about something. But we'll figure out a game to stream. We'll kill some more time. Then we'll go into fishing show tonight. We'll have a good show with that, and bro, we balling. Boy, in the Final Four, playing Tuesday in the Final Four if we win. I'm in the state championship, son. So yeah. All right.
I know we're about to end this. I got my employee on the phone, so I'm gonna dip out, and we're gonna probably do a stream later on the channel. But yeah, I gotta talk to him real quick. So I'm out. I appreciate all you guys.
Sounds good.
TB. Yeah.
Thank you, dude, for coming on. All right, see y'all, people. See y'all in a bit, actually. See y'all in about maybe 15, 20 minutes. Y'all go get something to drink, something to eat. We're gonna be right back.